premium last month in your hierarchy or 500 recruits. And I just kind of feel like you're just getting started, right? A legendary hierarchy, and you're blessed to be part of such a great organization. So thanks for having me on. Some of you know me, some of you don't know me. I've been around for a while. November of 97 is when I first got licensed. And I used to be, matter of fact, can I share my screen? Yeah, okay, I can't. Thank you. Let me just kind of show you a little bit what I used to do before joining Primerica. Before joining Primerica is I used to be a registered nurse. I had a decent career. I just kind of like somebody sat down with me in Primerica and they showed me how I was getting ripped off. I had a variable universal life policy was sold to me by a company called World Financial Group. And, I wasn't a hard sale. Okay. I wasn't a hard sale. I was paying $250 for my cash value policy. Somebody from Primerica sat me down and gave me the same coverage for $37. So I switched. I said, okay. I switched and then so I became a client first and then they hired me. I think when you think about like, should we recruit first? Should we sell first? What should we do? I think for me is I believed in the Primerica services. So this is why I joined because I believed in the system. And then about 9 months after I joined Primerica, I had a defining moment in my life. I had left Kaiser. I used to work at Kaiser in SoCal, and it was time to renew my nursing license. And I think the tough part for me was not quitting my job to do Primerica, but it was time to renew something like kind of like something my comfort blanket because I could always go back to nursing if Primerica didn't work out. So what I did is I let my license lapse. Okay, so I had to do Primerica. I think that one of the reasons a lot of us just can't take off, just can't really break through is because you have too many options. In case this doesn't work out, I can go do this. But you understand that when you have nothing to go back to, then you're going to give Primerica all you have. Okay. When you burn the ship, if you're going to make this work. So I think for me, one of the defining moments in my life is letting my license go and just doing Primerica and giving this all I had because this is all I had. So I gave it all I had. So it took me about 2.5 years to go RVP total from the time I started. I think one of the things that I did early on that really helped me is I had my securities license within 60 days of passing my life. I think that when I first joined Primerica, I was very coachable. I did whatever my coach told me to do, and I just ran the play. I will tell you something that there's a difference between building the Primerica business and doing sales in Primerica. The guy that sold me the policy made $400 on my policy, but because he recruited me, he now makes $55,000 a month on passive residual income because he recruited me. I think a lot of us on here may go to a presentation and we think, man, I got to close because I got to pay my bills versus I got to get them on retain because they can explode my business. So think about everybody that we sat down with and closed business with that we haven't invited onto a training or we haven't brought the business up to them. I've come across a lot of people in out of Primerica that have bought our services and nobody's offered them an opportunity. And it's pretty crazy because the people that we sell policies and investments to, they are the best recruits, right? So I'm going to say, so what's better, selling me a policy or getting me on the team and overriding us? Y'all give me something to think about, right? Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about capacity and growing your capacity as a leader and just growing, I think a lot of us get stuck. Let's see here. A lot of us get stuck because we don't grow as leaders. The Primerica system works. It's just that our thinking is very immature. We just can't get past a certain level of thinking. So as your capacity grows, so does everything else. I think a lot of us, when we do start Primerica, we start with the life license and then we start writing some sales and we start bringing on some people. And sometimes we get overwhelmed because there's just so many things to do. But as you grow as a leader, you should be able to take in a little bit more. And the more you can deal with, the more you're going to grow. Give an example here, like when you're starting off, you may be responsible for leading 3 or 4 people, and then once you get really good and leading 3, 4, and then you can lead 10 to 15. But if you can't lead 3 or 4, and nobody likes you because you say all the wrong things all the time, then it's going to be hard to get to 10 to 15 people, right? Same thing. I think like same thing with money. I think that a lot of times when we start making a little bit of money, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 grand a month, if we blow it and we're not good stewards of money, then it's hard for the Lord to bless you with more because you just can't handle what you're getting. So I think as a leader, you got to be able to handle money, people. You got to be really good at just handling what you get because it'll go away if you don't. So let's talk about growing our capacity here. All right, so knowledge and skills. All right, so your team's going to go as far as you go. Okay, so your leadership skills is very important because I think that great leaders want to follow people that can, right, engage in continuous learning. I think when I was before RVP, okay, I would go to John Maxwell, Jim Rohn, whatever I can get to become a better person as a leader, I would go to. I wouldn't wait around for my RVP to tell me, hey, I'd go find the things in my area that would make me a better leader. Okay. So always invest. And you've already heard this from Jason and Eric, right? But just one more time, practice. Uh, okay. So get feedback. Yeah. One of the things that great leaders do is they can take constructive criticism. Like if we're telling you, like, look, you got to fix this, man. You just talk too much. A lot of us like to talk, and we don't listen. We get to a presentation and all they want to do is talk about Primerica or sales, and people don't care. People care about them. How can you help them? So I think that people that are great listeners tend to do better at Primerica because it's like when you walk in a doctor's office, you don't, I mean, the doctor doesn't talk the whole time. What does he do? What hurts? How long has it been there? Is it sharp? Is it dull? Because he wants to find the problem. And I think if we become better listeners, you're going to get better results here. Problem is that the people that like to talk don't get it. You just don't get it. So every time I'm in the office and I'm walking by an office and I just hear one of my guys just talking and talking and talking and talking, I'm like 70-30, 70-30. You got to listen 70 and talk 30. Okay, because great leaders are great listeners. Mentorship. Surround yourself with people that are which should make you better. When you guys hang out with people, like the people that you hang out with on a daily basis, do they make you better? Do they stretch you? Do they make you grow? And I'm talking about people in Primerica. I mean, do you hang out with people that are at zeros all the time? Because if you do, you feel comfort in that. But why don't you go hang out with people that are working 10K every month, people that are working 5, 6, 7 directs, because those conversations are different than the ones that are at the office, just walking around from office to office. They get to the office, they leave with no appointments, they want to talk with everybody. Hey, look, when I get to the office, it was game time. I would close my door because if you don't close your door, it's an invitation. People walk into your office and talk to you. I didn't have time. If I'm at Kaiser, if I blew up the ship, if I had to feed my family, I just didn't have time to hang out at the office. I had to get checked. What I did is I took my monthly budget, let's just call it 4,000 a month. I divided 4,000 into 30 days in a month. I think the number was like $160. I had to make $160 each day to earn the privilege to stay full time. In other words, if you're full time right now, You've got to earn that privilege to stay full time every single month. And if you can't do that, you've got to go back to work, for now, for a little bit, just until you have the discipline to make 160 a day. Okay. I mean, jobs, I don't, jobs are good. They pay our bills. But if you're not good at time management, your day will go by quick and you can go backward instead of forward by going full time in Primerica. Improve productivity, nothing but results, time management. It's once again, you got to have use time blocking to manage okay. So what I have is I have the top 5 things I got to do every single day. Like going into today, I got my 5 things I got to do and they're not non-negotiable. So I think when you're going for RVP, even if when you're RVP, you got to have your day plan the day before and you got to have the 5 most important things on that list. And then you just check them off, right? My personality, I'm a structured action person, so I'm very organized. Focus on priorities. Okay, what are the most important things? And the things that distract you. What are the things that distract you? You got to eliminate those or put them way down on your list. I once again, for me, when I was in the run, my goal is to get 5 numbers per day in the reg market, 25 and above, 5 numbers. I used to prospect. I used to go out and just make friends. Nowadays, they call it DMing. Now, DMs are good, but if they bring no checks, if they bring in no results, you got to add other things to your social media game. In other words, you just can't send out 200 DMs for 30 straight days and you're at zeros and you keep doing the same thing. No, you got to keep doing that. And then now you got to also go and prospect and make friends and find people. I think you find the best people when you're out prospecting, out and about, making friends with people. That's when you find the best people, right? Delegation. As a district leader, before I went full time in Primerica, I had an office and I had an office manager. I had an office manager. I paid 15 hours a week, 3 days a week, 5 hours a day. They just something that I paid to help me with my pending. So I had a job and I was making very little Primerica, but I thought ownership. I thought, let me get an office and prepare. I think that I think everybody on here ought to have an office. I think that eventually you got to maybe delegate some of the things so that you can open up your schedule to go get numbers, go do the important things that are going to grow your business. Have a system in place. Once again, when you have a system in place, it just helps the team grow because they just plug into your system. Enhance mental and emotional resilience, equanimity. Equanimity is when you've got a lot of things going on, you got to just calm down and just think straight. I think a lot of us get really emotional. We have situations and we react the wrong way and we make a small problem bigger because of the way you react, right? So let's see. Meditate. Okay. So I mean, one of the things that I tell my guides is anytime you're going through stuff, man, is before you react, a great leader thinks about it for 24 hours. Think about it for 24 hours. Somebody pisses you off. Somebody says something. You know what? You can't react on emotion. You can't react on that situation. What I always do is I just kind of just think about it for 24 hours. And then the next day I deal with it because I'm more calm. And I think leaders don't react on emotion. Leaders know how to just, like Tom Brady, right? Tom Brady's like, it's 3rd and 10, it's like 10 seconds left. And he's just calm and cool and knows what he's going to do. He's going to get a touchdown. That's how a leader reacts, right? Stress management. I'm a big gym fanatic, right? I for 35 years, I've been going to the gym 5 to 6 days a week. I just don't think that, and by the way, I just do it in between appointments. Currently, I go to the gym between 1 and 3 o'clock. It's when there's not a whole lot of people, but when I'm at the gym, I'm still coaching on the phone. It's a good time to call my guides. So I just believe in natural vitamins and drinking water and going to the gym because if you don't take care of yourself, what's the point of building a massive hierarchy? Get a heart attack at 55. So how you do something is how you do everything. So you got to take care of yourself if you're going to take care of people. I think your diet, I think your health, I think all these things are super important if you plan on being here long term. And plus, when you're healthy, you can work more, you can go longer, you can work safely, right? Um, all right. Effective communication, be clear. I think as we're building a team, I think when people join our team, they don't really understand what they're getting involved with. I think you gotta be clear on what you expect from people. Stretch beyond your comfort zone. Set big goals that challenge you. Set big goals. Is that when you're on here is you gotta have things that stretch you. Like, you look at I'm still in the game, still building a base shop, and I think at this point in my life, it's not about money for me, right? Last month, we made about 400K, but what keeps me in the game, after you make that kind of money, it's beyond that. It's that I've been called to do something great with my life, and I'm gonna be held accountable by my creator one day, and I don't want the Lord to ever talk to me and tell me, "Hey, Danny, why did you settle for 400,000 when I want to pay you that a week? Like, I gave you so many talents and you just kind of retired at this point in your life when you could have changed so many people's lives." Y'all get me? So I think when you focus on something bigger than money, then you just keep going. You stay focused. You continue to grow and expand. Oops. S- All fired up. Hey, be willing to fail.
Yes,
Else.
sir.
All right. Be willing to fail. Try new things. You okay? Like, I think I have some of my older folks on here, they just say, "You stop trying to go do some social media." I know it's really uncomfortable to post a little selfie of yourself out here, but you know what? You gotta get out of your comfort zone. You gotta try new things. For me, social media has been very tough because I didn't grow up in an era, where we did the selfies, but you know what? I'm willing to learn and get better because I'm gonna bring folks on the team. Matter of fact, let me show you some here. I want to show you that this other picture here of all the young folks in our hierarchy that are under the age of 24. Everybody here is under the age of 24. It's coming up right now. They're all under 24 making 100 grand a year, right? Some of these kids are 18 years old in high school making 100 grand a year. Okay. And all of these people, most of them were found through social media. Okay, and what's crazy is that a lot of these kids, right, make more money than their teachers. They're walking around in high school with rings. It's it's pretty amazing. What this is the new Primerica, right? It's just, but you got to be able to expand your capacity as a leader and tap into that social media as you prospect and grow more people, right? So I'm willing to learn and get better if it's going to help, right? So be willing to risk, be willing to be ridiculed, be willing to look bad. I think one of the things is when you're shy and quiet, like I used to be, is I cared too much what people thought. I was afraid to prospect. Matter of fact, when I first joined Primerica, my biggest fear was talking to people, talking on stage. So what I did, because they said that in 21 days you kill your fears. What I did for 21 days, I went to talk to people, and I didn't even ask them for their number. All I said is, "Excuse me, sir, do you know where there's a McDonald's around here? Excuse me, ma'am, you know if there's a Domino's piece around here? Excuse me, sir, you know if there's a 24-hour fitness around?" I just went out asking people for directions and if they're just to get comfortable with breaking the ice and talking to other people. That was my biggest fear, ladies and gentlemen, that I had to conquer if I wanted to reach that next level. See, the reason people quit is because they don't want to, they want to overcome their fears. The reason a lot of you guys are thinking of quitting is because you don't want to confront your fears. And if you don't do that, you're not going to get to the next level because you have to master and conquer your feels, right? So develop a strong support system is, when I was new, I used to bounce everything off my coach. "Hey, coach, I'm thinking of buying a car. What do you think? Hey, coach, I'm thinking of buying a house. What do you think? Hey, coach, I'm thinking of blah, 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 right? What do you think? Hey, this is my new girlfriend. What do you think?" Yeah, just, because a lot of you guys that are single on here, okay, the, the best, the best thing you'll ever do or the worst thing you'll ever do is pick the right partner because Primerica's tough enough. And if you don't have a partner that will support you and help you here. And hey, honey, let's do this thing together, man. I don't care what you sell. If you sell Tupperware or if you sell Mary Kay, I don't care what you sell, honey. I got your back. We're going to do this together. That's what support is. Y'all gave me that. That's supporting your partner. So I think that if you're single on here, choose wisely because that person is going to make you or break you. Be smart. When I was single, I was for a while. I pray to God, hey, look, God, help me make the right decision because I haven't been good at selecting. So what I did is I worked on me when I was single because I wanted to prepare for my queen when she arrived. So a lot of us on here, we want to look for a partner, but we're damaged. So you go from relationship to relationship and you're damaged. I think you got to go get therapy. I think you got to go get somebody to help you mentally before you do. Well, actually, you can do Primerica, but helps get somebody to help you go through your, traumas in the past. Matter of fact, um, eight and I, eight and I, we get therapy for couples, not because we have a problem or not because we have issues. It's because I'm not okay with a good relationship. I want a great. I'm not a, we have a great relationship, but it could be better. Like I study this. If Kobe Bryant had a coach, why would we? If Kobe was trying to get better, not because he needed to get, he's just looking for an edge. So I think that if Ada and I are on the same page and we continue to work on our marriage, because it's God first, family second, business third, right? And a lot of us want to build a business when your marriage is falling apart. You got to go get help first. You got to go get your family first if you're going to attract the right people in your life. Y'all give me, these are the fundamental. I'm gonna go get a therapist once we become millionaires. You'll never make a million, man. You won't make a million. Just it won't happen. You've got to fix things in your life. So I always think, and I always tell my guys, it's go get some therapy. Not because you need it, but because you need to hear a second or third opinion on how to raise your kids. Right. So I know this is kind of like way out topic here, right? But I just want to give you everything I have and things that are helping us out, right? Um, Inspire to challenge and grow. We're always trying to get better. We hang out with people that are pushing us to get better. If you're the highest earner in your circle, you got to change your circle. You got to have the conversations are different. When y'all hang out with your Ortiz family, when we hang out with us, when we hang out with other, leaders in Primerica, the conversations are different. We don't talk about people. We talk about ideas and what we can do to help other people. Capacity. You must always seek to grow and get better in all areas of your life, not just business. Like I just said, right? I'm trying to get better spiritual, right? Do I make my teammates better? I want you to ask this question, okay? Ask yourself this question. Do I make my team better? Right? Uh, what can I bring to this leadership team? In other words, everything that I've always been part of. Okay. I've never thought of what can the Ortiz family do for me, but what can I do for the Ortiz family? It's not what can my church do for me, but what can I do for my church? I think you had a servant mindset is when we walk into our Primerica offices, you got to think that you got to get there early and help straighten out, help take out the trash, help organize. Hey, Jason, what you need, bud? I'm here to help out in it. What can I do? Um, putting up numbers is one thing, okay, but also helping out in the office any way you can, right? So ask yourself, okay, and when I talk to Ada, is Ada's life better because she married? Okay. Is my team better? Okay. Because I'm part of it. That's what I always ask myself, right? Stay balanced, size over income. I rarely talk money. Okay. I always talk about size because money follows size, right? So here's the first goal for everybody on here. Okay. Here it is, right? The first thing you got to get to is you got to get to 10,000 in premium, 10 recruits, You got to have 2 pass notices and 15 people coming to meetings. Got to stay balanced. Follow along with me here, okay? In other words, if you're doing 10-10, no codes, and like 4 people coming to training, you have a problem. You got to fix it. Great job on the 10 by 10, but where's your attendance? If you brought in 10 recruits, why aren't we going on your offline training? Okay, and also it's to produce one district every month. Now, if you got this, then we move on to the next level, which is 20,000 premium, 20 recruits, 4 pass notices, 30 in meeting attendance, and 2 promotions to district leader. Now, I can't give you a pass if you're not doing all the above. Once again, if you're doing 2020 and your attendance is 6, I can't give you a pass. You got to get 20, 24, 30, and 2. Once you master this right here, now we can start to talk about loan RDP. But we can't talk about anything else. Like, I'm not impressed when somebody does 20K personal and you got nobody coming to train. You're just a salesperson. You're not building it. It's good for me, but not good for you, right? Then you go to the next level. It's 30,000 premium, 30 recruits, pass notices, 45 in attendance, and 3 district leaders. I'm also not impressed with 100 recruits and 2 pass notices. That's not impressive, because somebody who's doing 25 recruits could be getting 4 or 5 codes, and you're getting 100 and getting 2 codes. Y'all give me, you got to be a smart business owner, and there's a way to do Primerica. You got to stay balanced. 30, 36, 45, and 3. Right as soon as I'm done with you guys here today, I got my accountability meeting for my leaders, and this is what we talk about. We just don't talk about premium or recruit. We talk about everything. It's promotions. Then you go to the next one. 40,000 by 40 by 8 pass notices, 16 attendance, and 4 promotions. Then we just keep going. 50-50, 10 to 75, 5 district leaders. Okay, we keep going. 75 by 75 by 15 by 125 by 8 promotions. 100. This is where you're at. When you get to here, 100 by 100, 20 pass notices, 100, you got something special going. And this is going to turn into a hierarchy. I know Edward's doing really well, right? Edward's killing it. And Edward's numbers are solid. If you look at Edward's numbers, they're all across the board. He's doing great in all areas. And that's what you want to do. You want to get to that point, right? Is when you produce $1 million, right? So here it is. Okay, drive numbers. Set goals for your team captains. So I set goals for the team: codes, promotions, attendance, help them grow their capacity, take ownership, get their office, delegate responsibility, teach them how to make money. That's another thing that we teach our guys is, hey, the minute you get licensed, got to set up a MAP account. Does everybody have a MAP account on here? Okay, money accumulation plan. And if you do have one, you're helping people set one up. 10% emergency account, 10% Roth IRA. 20% of all your income needs to be mapped out. You got to make sure you practice what you teach. If you start saving money, you're going to teach your guys how to save. It's very important that you put your money away. Office rules in the office. Hey, no kids. Kids, I love kids. Ada and I have 8 kids. They're all big now, right? Well, we love kids, right? They said that after having 6 kids or more, you don't pay taxes. We kept going just to make sure, right? So anyways, you don't bring kids because it's a professional environment. And when you hear all the babies crying in the background, all the loud music, it's traumatizing for a little kid, right? So it's just professional. So these are the rules: no kids, on time, and you bring a lot of people to see it. Okay. And that's pretty much, Jason, I tell you, man, I'm telling you what I would tell my guides, and like I said, it's just real simple. Just follow the rule, get a coach to stretch you and push you, right? But I can take some questions.